Hey everybody, welcome back to Blue Collar Whiskey Drinkers. I'm Cody.
I'm Robbie.
All right, so on this episode, we're reviewing another bourbon. So we're reviewing Drop 10 12-point bourbon. Is it drop? What is
Drop
it?
time.
Drop time?
Yeah.
Drop time. Um, so this is a bourbon that Robbie brought down for me during when he was down here for my wedding. And well, this is what it looks like, everybody. It's got a cool buck with 12-point uh, on the antlers there. So pretty cool. Bottle, it's also a double barreled whiskey. So it's aged in, new oak for, I guess they say about just under 3 years. And then they age it in brandy barrels, or they don't disclose how long they do that, but I'm guessing this is probably aged at least 3 years altogether.
Yeah.
Maybe more or so, but pretty cool bottle. I mean, it's a generic bottle, but the thing I love, and I'm sure you do too, Robbie, is they have the antlers on the cork. I think that's really cool. It's like a burnt, almost like a burnt
It's stamped in
engraved,
kind of thing.
stamped. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I wish every company put their logo or something on the top of their corks. And it just sets it off. It's cool. But yeah, dude, that's
I do like the color as well. I think the green with the gold lettering and
that's
the
cool.
white outline of the deer just really makes it pop.
Yeah.
Granted, generic bottle, I gotta agree, but I like the front of it. I like the overall look of like that. Really don't like the shininess on the back, but I'm glad it's on the back instead of the front. So I think that would be my only gripe with the actual labeling and everything. But it's so minuscule because it is on the back. I would actually still rate this probably like a 3.8 for just a bottle.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that buck catches your eye. It really does.
Yeah, it does. The buck's pretty cool in there. Yeah, so like I'd say 3.8 is pretty good score for the bottle. But a couple little other points about the bottle. It is 46% alcohol, so a little bit higher than the basic 40%. It's also about $50+, maybe even up to 60 after taxes in some areas. So it's a higher priced bourbon. I mean, for what we typically do, we're on the higher end of what we've reviewed so far, probably. I mean, we have a few at this price, but so it puts it in the 4.3 category for the blue collar whiskey drinker category that we have set for our reviews. That's pretty much the info of the bottle, everybody.
So I'm going to kind of go over a couple other things. So this bottle does give batch numbers and everything. So like my bottle's batch 5, number 4,809. Cody's is batch 3, 11,000 and some change.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
11,733. Oh, and it's bottled in, so it's actually bottled in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Forgot to mention that. And
and so the brandy barrels that they do use is out of the Russian River, out of Sonoma, California. So it's all, it's kind of cool how it's funny. Cody can't.
A little bit of Cali.
Yeah, Cody can't get it in California. Another whiskey, other than I guess ammunition, you can get there, but it's like so far for you.
I mean, I can get it. It's in San Diego, but yeah, it's like a 40-minute drive for me.
But anyway, so pretty cool. It's kind of spread out. I'm gonna read a little bit off their website, and then we're gonna get to trying the whiskey. So this is basically Droptine's story. So a Droptine deer is a rarely seen whitetail buck with one or more tines pointing down instead of up. Respected and admired by outdoorsmen and hunters alike, it's a Droptine's imperfections which make it uniquely better than perfect. It's our goal to make handcrafted spirits that are as rare and as perfect as the Droptine deer. So whether it's the ingredients we use or the special process for distilling, filtering, and infusing our spirits, or even the care we take in living up to the product called Droptine, we think you'll agree our spirits, like the Droptine deer, are rare, non-typical, and most of all, absolutely delicious, or as we like to say, better than perfect. So, and they do, this company does, like, they have a moonshine and a vodka as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a big vodka guy, so I'll probably not try it. I'll definitely try that moonshine. It's an apple pie moonshine, so it's probably very good.
Right, good.
If I ever see it, I'll have to let you know what it's like. But this is the only bottle I've seen here in Arkansas as far as Droptine goes. I haven't even seen their vodka before.
Yeah.
But pretty cool. Definitely an eye catcher. I've been wanting to try it for a while, and whenever I was looking for bottles for Cody, I was like, "Hey, can you get this?" He's like, "Nope." I'm like, "Oh, that's perfect because I've been wanting to try it."
Yeah. It was funny. I remember you got on the phone with me and you were like, "Oh, have you seen this one? Have you seen this one?" I was like, "No, I haven't seen that one." Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, man, stoked.
All right.
Well,
So
try this thing.
Yep. So you guys know we did open this up just probably about 40 minutes before we got the episode going, maybe closer to an hour now. But
yeah, so not much.
We try to let it breathe just a little bit. Gotta say, it has a great color.
Yeah, nice golden color.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, wow. Got a nice fruity palate. Some honey in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Definitely get the oak.
Yeah.
But it's very sweet. Has a that sweet honey smell to it as well.
Even florally.
Yeah, I would say a little bit. Well,
yeah.
Hey, cheers.
I mean, cheers.
That's freaking like water. That's smooth.
Mm.
There's the warmness. It took a second.
I like the warmness on that.
Yeah.
First drink of the night for me. So
same here. Even though I wanted to drink during the Notre Dame game.
The they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't get brandy much really though.
I don't either. It's
To be honest though, I haven't smelled brandy in a long time. Yeah, very fruity though.
Yeah, I get the fruity with like oak on the taste.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's very, very smooth going down. Like it's a delayed warmness too. Like I feel it probably like 3 seconds, 4 seconds after I drink it.
Yes, you're right. It's totally delayed. It's like smooth, and then like this nice warmth.
Yeah, it starts from here.
Creeps up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaves a nice feeling on the lips, that's for sure. My lips still may be chapped from our hunting trip, so I'm gonna add some water in this.
This is like perfect. You did your little hunting trip, and now
yeah. Well, and
12 point.
I went hunting Thursday and this morning, so.
This morning?
Yeah.
Just nearby?
Yeah, there's a couple public lands nearby, so.
It's cool.
Oh, wow. really smell like florally on the water droplets now. Very sweet.
Oh yeah, super florally.
Ooh, I like
Almost
that.
a hint of oh god, cinnamon, not cinnamon, but like those hot candies, those red ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Those aren't they cinnamon candies?
Kind of, but they're like kind of hot, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe you smell that at the end of that, like
Yeah, I could pick
right?
up a hint of like cinnamon.
Yeah,
But
but like
honestly,
that
with
hot candy kind of one, the red
yeah,
ones you
yeah.
get.
Well,
Yeah,
hey, cheers
interesting.
again.
Cheers, yeah.
Ooh, a lot more flavor.
Mhm.
A lot more flavor comes out.
More on the tongue too.
Yeah, which is nice because on the
Yeah.
other way, it was more on the back of the tongue. So I
Mhm.
was really fighting to find the
It
flavors.
it doesn't like slowly creep up, it hits you right away now,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like it's changed a little bit. Hmm. Huh. I don't know if I like it as much. I don't know. I'm indifferent about it. I don't like hate it, but
I
I'm not like
I'm really thinking this is I personally almost like it more
it's definitely
with
more
the water
warm
droplets,
with the water droplets like the whole time.
but I feel like this is just going to open up very nicely.
Yeah, I think after it's been open for a while and it sits in the glass a little bit longer than we had it, I think it's gonna have a nice little bit more
Yeah.
flavor to it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Shit, pretty good. Not bad.
Yeah.
It is higher in our price point.
Yeah, I
And
got to take that into.
what do we have to compare to this, really? I mean, I'm trying to think back and um um or soldier. Um
Yeah, Horse Soldier. I think this is the first 4.3.
Unique. Um I would give it a solid 4.
That's exactly what I gave it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I think this one will
For the
open
price
up
point, yeah.
more,
Yeah, 4.
probably get better, but you don't always open up your whiskeys and let them sit before you drink them. Usually you open them up, you take a drink. So your first initial impression is going to be off that first drink.
Yeah.
Um, but this may be one we'll kind of revisit it on another episode, talk about it, see how it
Most
opens up.
most likely maybe like a short little clip, maybe on
Yeah,
Instagram or something. Um
yeah,
I think that'd be fun to do. All
agreed.
right. So
So
4.0 for neat, everybody. So pretty good
yeah,
score.
and so you know we're going to be reviewing it neat, Coke on the rocks, and old fashioned tonight. Normally we like to do a secondary cocktail, but
Yeah, they don't have anything on their website
yeah,
for cocktails.
and
So
since they didn't
unfortunately.
have anything, personally, I didn't even talk to Cody about it, but I was just thinking, I was like, well, when we were out there camping, we liked the whiskey with Coke, either or neat, or I even brought some mixtures to make a camp
Old
old
fashioned,
fashioned,
right? Yeah.
and we had a couple of the old fashions, but we really liked the whiskeys and Cokes while we were out there. It was nice
Yeah.
because it was so cold out, we didn't need ice, which
Nice.
it was great. We don't need to haul around any ice or try to keep things cold. But definitely the whiskey hits you a little harder because you don't have that water,
That waters it
diluting
down,
it.
yeah. Diluting it and
So
everything. Yeah.
we found just by mixing it with the Coke, it really helped out. We're not getting hammered after 2 drinks, or hammered, but just getting that like, oh wow, I'm
Yeah.
feeling this. So it was a little
Well,
funny because we were like, we only had 2 drinks. What the heck?
oh wow. Yeah. It's definitely different without having, because I remember being in the desert, same thing. We didn't have ice, but it's cold at night. So we were like, yeah, you definitely feel it
Well,
quicker.
and you're trying to drink it like it's on ice, so you're drinking it quick. You're pouring deeper. That's what we were doing anyway. Like our freaking
Well,
glasses.
yeah, you pour more because you got more to pour and you got more room. So it's just a lot more alcohol, a lot more, a lot more
it's
liquid.
deceiving because when you
Lot
have
more
the
liquid.
ice, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that's pretty full. But without it, you're like, yeah, keep
because
going.
you're normally, you pour and you're used to the ice level and like, mixing it that way. So when you're like, oh, I've only had one or I've only had 2, 3, but now it's like those 2, 3 are more like
Probably
4
like,
with the ice, 2 is probably more like closer to, 3 or 4.
5.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, I
Gotta be
agree.
careful.
So, alrighty. So we're gonna be pouring it on Cokes here. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right, everybody, we're back. We got our whiskey and Coke here. This is Droptine 12 point with Coke. So cheers, man.
They're bourbon. Yeah, all right, cheers.
Wow.
Pretty good.
I would say so. Wow, the whiskey holds up very nice.
Yeah, it's a good whiskey Coke. Yeah, I like that.
The last whiskey Coke I had too was 1776.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Oh man, it was great. 1776. They were like, and they love Legion. That's been their go-to since I've turned them onto it. And they were like, holy shit, this 1776 is good. Like we had neat. We toasted with it whenever.
You can't beat it for the price, too.
No.
100 proof.
So we toasted with it before we're so we did our morning hunt. We came back, had lunch. We did a little toast before we went out for the evening hunt. But like for the evening hunt, you're going up there and really you're just getting there like 4 hours early and just waiting because if the deer walk by, but usually they're bedded down. Well, but we're just waiting there till like dusk. So man, that was a fun trip. I'm even drinking out of the mug I was drinking on the trip. Dude, it was nice not needing ice like we were just talking about, but it did you had to watch it a little bit more because the bottles are cold. Even though they're in coolers, everything's just cold. It was 20 degrees out. There was one morning we woke up with snow on the ground. Cold. And we're floating down the river. We floated, so I tracked it when we got back. Jake originally, before we went on the trip, he was like, oh, it's only 6 miles. Midway through, we're like, oh, sweet, we're almost there. And he looks on the map on his phone with Onyx Hunt, and he's like, we're not even halfway. And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, we're not even halfway. And so we went a little bit further, and we got to this point, and we're like, well, we kind of need to set up for camp if we want to even get a hunt in. We're not even going to make it to the other point. Like, we'll be paddling in the dark. There's no need for that. So we found a good spot, stopped there, and did an evening hunt. It was more of a scout, kind of check out the area that we were at. And we got up super early the next morning. That's when it snowed. Me and Josh went off to the side of the river that we were camping on, while Jake and Mitch went up on the opposite side. And while we were over there on our side, we hear 2 gunshots in the morning, and they were like 5 minutes apart. And we're like, oh, Mitch and Jake got a deer. Nope, it was only Mitch. He got 2 deer. So that was pretty funny. Wow. And it was just gorgeous though. We ended up just while we're paddling, we're looking at the scenery. It's like, oh, this is awesome. We ended up getting to our base camp the second day. And we did a longer evening hunt, but it was more, again, just scouting. Yeah. I stayed on our side while the other guys went to the opposite side. The two brothers, Jake and Josh, went up one ridge line while Mitch went up another. Mitch found a great spot, big open area on top of this cliff. Like, it was gorgeous. Like, you're climbing portions of it. Like, you got to climb rocks, and you're climbing up. Like, you got to reach up if you can, throw your rifle, or just sling it over and like physically climb up. It was pretty intense climb whenever Josh and I did it the next day.
Yeah. Cool.
My side was just, I found a mule trail and followed that, and it was pretty far out, but it wasn't any kind of intense. It was just hiking pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
that's cool, man. Fun.
Pretty nice.
Did you end up even seeing it for you? Like, did you even take a shot or no?
No, I didn't see anything. We saw a bunch of tracks. Like, we tracked. So actually, my spot, we ended up tracking in the afternoon time, early afternoon or late morning, early afternoon on that third day, so Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we get up there to the mule, like we follow the mule track to where I made a clearing to sit everything, and there was this deer tracks just coming right through my spot. And we're like, oh, that's a good sign. So I ended up staying in that point. Mitch followed that for a little ways and posted up on just right over. Like, I could see him. He was probably, 75 yards out from me. We're in a wooded area, so it's like it's not an open field by any means. So, and it's hilly. So we were kind of disappointed on that. And then on our walk back down, we went a different route, followed this ravine, and that's where we should have posted up. There was a lot more tracks. There was tracks from every type of animal in this area. Like, we had the coyote tracks, we had bobcat tracks, we had deer tracks, we had raccoon, we had everything, like, just all over the place. You could tell in the mud and the sand and everything. I was like, damn, this would have probably been the spot. Just post up in the ravine. There's perfect, like, view, visuals left and right, and you could bunker down where they're not going to see you. So probably smell you. But
I would love to go on a hunting trip one of these days.
Oh, it's definitely, we're doing that again. So we talked about it. We're going to do this every year now. But next year we're going to go during rut. We were a couple weeks out of rut. So we were thinking, like, afterwards while we were there, we're discussing it. If we come during rut, the bucks are going to be going crazy. They're not going to be thinking. Right now they're tired. They're kind of bedding down. They just, went out and, freaking humped everything they saw, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're just trying
to season,
breed. And so they're just dog tired. Like, they run themselves ragged. They're, not eating as much. They're just constantly on the move. So constantly getting in fights. So we're in that time of, like, they're just kind of like, okay, we're done.
Chilling. Done, yeah. Right on, dude. That's fucking.
We talked about it. We may hike in next time. So there's a couple spots we could hike in. It would be a good ways hike just with that. Because, we did a 23.2 mile rafting on the total. It was 12 miles to get to our original base camp, or right under 12 miles. But if we hiked in, it's more of, I think, like a 6 or 7 mile hike in.
Oh, that's not bad. I'd rather do that.
But
so
that's
then you don't
you
have to
carrying all that weight.
But then you don't have to worry about falling in the water or your boat sinking or anything like that. Fucking cold ass water, dude. I wouldn't want to fall in that shit.
Oh yeah, it would have sucked. We had our waders, but you don't want to fall in with waders on.
No. I'm good.
So what are you thinking?
I like it. I mean, it's a little, a little on the flat side. I wouldn't say it's like crazy flat or anything, but it's like doesn't like pop, like
Yeah. Okay.
Some bourbons do. It's good.
I think it definitely. I think the pop you're thinking of is like from the Coke, where it still has that little bit of carbonation, where it kind of kicks you. Because I get the bourbon taste on this one, but it's
Yeah.
like the Coke's kind of flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I think that's more or less maybe what it is, but
and
um,
it wasn't frothy like a lot of bourbons get. This one just, yeah, it was flat. It really
yeah,
flattened out the.
the carbonation. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, this one's tough. I really like the whiskey flavor that does come through. The initial taste is really good.
Yeah.
And right away, as soon
It
as,
definitely blends well, man.
yeah,
But it's not like perfect.
definitely right away, I was comparing it to 1776 and Legion. Those are the last two whiskeys. It was just a week ago. I had whiskey and Coke with. Um, I would still say those two are better. Different category, but it's like those are better.
Oh yeah.
Um, so, since this one is a little bit more expensive, honestly, I'm probably just gonna have to leave it at a 4. It's a 4 on with Coke. It's good. It's nothing that's so phenomenal. I think, like you were saying, it just falls flat with the carbonation and everything. It just tastes flat. It doesn't fall flat. It just like has that flat taste.
Yeah.
But the whiskey flavor and everything just blends well, even with it being flat.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think it blends pretty good. I think the flavor's also pretty good, but being the price point it's at too. Like you said, I would rather have Legion or some of those other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Legion's like one of the best in Coke, so I can't really that we've done.
Yeah.
One of the top. Uh, I would say this is. I was at like a 3.6 to 3.8 in that range,
Okay.
just
So
because
you,
it's a pretty not higher price whiskey, not like a
yeah,
higher price, but you know what I mean. It's higher than some of those other ones.
yeah, it's a
Um,
category up as far as the price goes. So, um, well, you want to just say yours 3.6? We settle 3.8.
yeah, I think that's a good one. 3.8. Yeah.
So I'm not disagreeing. I trying to keep in mind it is a higher price whiskey, but at the same time, it's like that mixed very well as far as everything. Because we've had whiskeys that flattened out the Coke, and it didn't
Yeah.
even mix well then. This one actually still mixed very well. So
Yeah, I think it's it's close to I would say like you're at a 4. I was
yeah, I think it's
my high end was 3.8. Like I
yeah,
was like my low end was like 3.6, but like I would go ahead and say 3.8,
yeah.
3.9
No,
in that range.
I'm agreeing with you for sure. I was kind of like 4.0, 4.1 ish there.
Yeah.
So I think obviously those markers are my high end. So I think a 3.8 is a good happy median.
Yeah. But good.
Yeah. All
Definitely
right.
not a bad blend.
No,
So,
not at all. So the next way we're gonna try it's on the rocks, and yeah, we'll be right back, everybody.
all right. So we're back. We got our whiskey on ice. Right now we got the 12-point bourbon.
Yeah.
So
Droptine.
Droptine 12-point bourbon.
Guys, go ahead.
Smells pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it smells like it does with the water droplets.
Yeah, very florally.
I like it. Hopefully, I'm thinking it's gonna hold up nicely on this.
Yeah, I'm hoping it holds up. I
So,
guess we'll
hey,
see, bro.
yeah,
Cheers.
cheers.
Ooh, whoa. Whoa, man. That's weird. It was just surprising. It's just really surprising. It
Very
just hits you
surprising.
weird.
It's like the floral and that sweetness does not come through at all. It's all like very oaky and
Yeah, very oaky.
There's another taste.
It's like I think the tannins or something, like some sour or something, like a bitter.
I think it has to be the brandy.
Maybe.
So far, the best way to drink it is neat, and I really like that.
I mean, it's not
for
bad.
the price. For the price point, anyway, I'd rather sip on it. So, but yeah, I was really hoping come through a little bit better. Let me swirl it. I didn't do that. It is eating the ice quick.
Is it?
At least
it's hard. It's hard for me to tell with a round cube.
Yeah, I got a square cube, and it was taking up like majority of the glass, and now it's like a little less, or a little more than half now.
It's just such a weird change, you know.
Kind of as it sits, it's kind of getting better, but it's still not what I was expecting.
It has a very like soury, not sour. I think sour is the wrong word, but at the end it's just very dry or like I don't know. Help me out here.
I would say maybe dry.
Something at the end is kind of just, I guess, oaky, but dry, and
it's that oaky kind of smoky, like burnt, almost.
Yeah.
So pretty dry.
Yeah, a little bitter.
The finish is not that good. The initial taste is okay, but it's like the other ways with neat and even with Coke, I felt like the finish was stronger and it came through a little bit better. Right now with the ice, it's just honestly, so far this one would have been perfect to take camping as far as the flavor neat and having it nice and cold out there. So
yeah, just very oaky on the tongue. Very I don't know.
I do got to say it's getting better as I drink it though, so that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's getting less like extreme.
Yes. Less of that oaky, like, that burnt, oak taste. Or charred oak taste, not burnt.
Yeah.
So
I already finished mine because it was just not hard to drink, I guess. I don't know.
It's very smooth. It goes down nice, just like neat, but I don't know. I'm trying to like pick it apart and find something I do really like. So
yeah, it's got a lot going on, which I like. I mean, it's not like very bland. It's not being watered down like super fast. That's one thing. It holds up some flavor profile like pretty well. Not necessarily my favorite profile of what I like. So somebody else might really enjoy this profile on the ice.
I would say because mine's been sitting now and it's holding up the flavor. flavor very well. Yes, it is getting diluted with the water, but the floralness is coming back as it kind of sits there. So that's a good sign for me.
Yeah, because I think it was just so upfront oak wood.
Yeah, see, like that last sip
wood,
is very reminiscent of meat without water droplets.
Yeah.
So
as it sits, I think it gets better. Just as that really heavy oak just draw on the ice in the beginning.
Yeah, I think.
Granted, everybody, I only poured a ounce and a half on mine because I'm trying not to. Yeah, I'm not trying to drink crazy amounts. Cutting back my pours, where
Yeah.
Normally we would do 2 ounce, but I've been cutting back the last 2 episodes.
I'll be honest, that one was probably about 2 to a little bit more than 2, probably 2 1/4, realistically.
Yeah, not for me. That's why I drank it so fast, because it was just, not a ton in there.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, it unfortunately, I will say this with on the rocks, as much as I would want to let it sit there, and maybe if you're in conversation with friends, you can let it sit there and it's going to get better. But it kind of also varies. Like you would just be sitting there, like, oh, I want to drink, watching a football game by yourself, and
yeah, I mean, and granted, on a normal pour on the rocks, I'd probably have like 3 ounces in there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you'd have a lot more.
So,
but I don't know. I guess we also we're drinking it a little fast than what we would normally even drink a whiskey on the rocks. So
yeah,
at least for me, anyways. I don't ever drink mine super fast.
I think it's
not
just
anymore.
We're used to pouring more, like when it's just us normally, but like when we got to do 4 drinks throughout the night, doing the review, we pour a little less, so it's like,
yeah. So, well, what are you thinking? Have you come to that yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty much there. I think it's a 3.6 maybe.
Okay.
Neat or on the rocks, just because the price point that it's at, maybe even less. I mean, I'm gonna do 3.5. I think I'm 3.5.
Okay, so I was at like that 3.8 as my high. So, I'll let you pick 3.6 or 3.7 for the in between there. As I was sitting there sipping on it, it was getting better. So that was like my plus side to it.
I'll do 3.7 because I feel like it was getting better, and if I had more in my glass, it would have been more just better as it went.
With our normal pours, it would probably just be better in general. Even like we're gonna pour it, we're gonna have a sip, but we're letting it sit there. We're talking, we're doing whatever we're doing that night. And so, gosh, we reviewed that in
we're not
less than 10
sipping,
minutes.
We're not sipping like back to back to back.
Yeah, so that was less than 10 minutes. We just sat there and drank our pours. And realistically, that's probably going to be about a 20-minute drink. So
and we're not exactly what you're saying. We're not back to back drinking, like sipping and like trying to dissect it like we are now. If we were just normally drinking, it'd be like a sip here and then a couple minutes later a sip here. You know what I mean? Like So 3.7.
I think 3.7 is good because even if it does get better, as as we go on, say like another 5 minutes, and we still had like an ounce and a half in there.
Yeah.
You know, that's great and all, but your initial taste is kind of what you think about a whiskey. You'll sometimes remember that finishing taste, but if it's initial taste, you're like, that's what sticks with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this was I just, throwing it out as an example.
Yeah, that initial first taste of this on the rocks was iffy. It was iffy.
It just was so surprising because it mixed very well with the Coke.
Yeah.
It had a very good flavor with neat and on the water droplets, but it just kind of was just like a dud at first there.
Yeah, it was so intensely oak off the first swig.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. So 3.7. Not bad. I mean, obviously the price point where it's at, we don't have a huge amount of whiskeys in this category yet, but
we'll get there.
It's definitely a hitter. It's a good whiskey so far. Old fashioned, we will find out. I mean,
who knows? This could be just an old fashioned type and neat type of whiskey. It's just fascinating to even talk to other people about like their whiskey preferences, and talk to them about our podcast and just be like, like how we've found whiskeys that are just cocktail whiskeys that are neat or on the rocks or whatever, and they end up trying it, like the guy at a liquor store. I was talking to him about it, and he came back and he's like, hey, you were right, I tried my whiskey, he's like, I've always drinking it on the rocks, and I tried it I think he said Coke or Pepsi, one of the two, and he was just like, it just wasn't that good. And he's like, I just always grab it and I pour it on ice. So it's just funny because I think whiskeys are just from Scotch to everything. It's like, there's not one way to drink them. There's not a right way or a wrong way. I think you get people who like, neat's the way. Okay, technically, but you're not gonna, like, majority of people aren't drinking their whiskeys neat. They're drinking
not all
the way they like to drink a whiskey, and just to separate ourselves, I kind of like that. And talking to people, they're like, yo, shit, you were right. This whiskey isn't as good as I thought it would be. And this is people's go-tos that I'm talking about. So it got them thinking of like, oh, wow. Now if I want to have, friends over, and they're wanting Coke or whatever it is,
I should get this whiskey.
Yeah. It gives them a little bit more of an option. And that way, shit, for me, it's like, oh, if somebody's wanting a whiskey and Coke, I already know what whiskey I'm going to go grab off my shelf. If they're wanting something neat, I already know what I'm going to grab. Granted, there are some whiskeys that are just great all around good. But at the same time, I know whiskeys that I'm going to be like, oh, this one's better. Just that much better this way, or this much better that way. So,
it's cool, man. And then like to know the best old fashioned, like to make for your buddies. I love making old fashions. Yeah, I swear to God, dude. I made that for a few people at one of my parties with the leftover. I had like, I don't know, half the bottle left, and I made old fashions for everybody. Everyone was mind blown. They just loved it.
Yeah,
they loved
it. I got 1776 now sitting over there, and I made it out there.
It's so cool that you can get it now. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy. It was funny because the liquor store owner, he was like, "Hey, did you see what I got?" I was like, yeah. I was telling you about it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. My distributor was like, hey, I got a couple whiskeys. Do you want to, see how they do? And she told him, and he was like, 1776. He remembered, and this was a while ago that I've told him that he remembered
Nice.
1776,
Well, how
and he
could
was
you
able to
forget
get it.
the name?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say.
and then I took it hunting with us, dude, and I tell you, I made that old fashioned. We didn't have oranges, so I didn't get to do my normal
Yeah.
orange zest, but I did bring orange bitters and simple syrup, and that was such like it was everything I remembered, if not slightly better, just because you're out there, you're
Yeah.
fucking, you're working your ass off. You're hiking. Like I get hiking, people think is not that bad, but you're climbing sides of
Oh
mountains
yeah, when
with
you're carrying like
backpack and
50 pounds of
a
gear.
gun
Yeah.
and and your chair that you got to sit on while you're up there. It's just like it adds up. And then you get back down. Some of the best food is out there while you're camping. Like Jake, him and Katie Beth, they made like these pre-made, like they made these meals for us beforehand, and he just brought them in bags, and he brought his big cast iron pot and just threw it. Like we had two fires going. We had our big fire to sit around and drink and talk and eat, and then we had a little cooking fire, and literally he's just setting that cast iron in the coals, letting that cook up, stirring it. We had this monster mash one night. It's like a mixture of a bunch of different crap. There's like rice and meats and veggies and stuff. So good. It was like perfect after that first night. Then we had this chili. Holy shit. And it's like probably
Nice.
foods that I would think was good at home was just like, oh my God, this is one of the best meals because you're out there, it's cold, and you're eating a
Yep.
warm meal sitting next to a fire. It's just like, oh, so good.
Yeah. It's that much better.
Yeah. And then like, yeah, it was just all around. Every meal we had was great. Yeah, we had these pre-made meals, and then we had these like emergency meals that they brought, like
Mhm.
breakfast and stuff. They were okay, but it was like good thing we didn't just try to do these the entire time because they're not that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
That's
in the
funny,
mornings,
dude.
we were just like, this is not that
This
good.
is not that good.
Yeah.
Getting through. Just getting through.
Yep. All right. So you ready to make an old fashioned?
I am. All
All right.
right.
We'll be right back.
We're back.
All right, everybody, we're back. We have our old fashioned with Droptine 12 point. So here it is. What? Hey, cheers, man.
Here's man. I'm using my special glass that I made.
Oh yeah. So everybody, Cody's been like cutting his own glass out of bottles and stuff. He made me one as a bachelor for being his best man gift, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I had to leave it there. But we're gonna get it to me.
So I'll probably just send it in the mail to you, dude, because that way I have a few other things to send you and it'll be
Yeah.
fine. I'll package it really well. But
You smell
yeah,
this?
it smells good.
Wow.
Really smells good.
Yeah, it does. Holy shit! This might be one of the best smelling old fashions. I think everything just mixed so well. I'm hoping it tastes this way.
I don't
I
know,
really
my
am.
my orange wasn't the best, but
Wow. I'm getting
it's not
such a
bad.
good citrus, bitters, fucking whiskey smell. Oh shit.
Yeah, so guys, I'm cutting my own glasses and making whiskey bottles into glasses. So this is one of them. This one's a really cool one. This one's from whatchamacallit, God, drawing a blank here. We just did it, Canadian whiskey,
Oh, Pendleton.
Pendleton. This is their rye bottle. It's really got a cool design on it.
Yeah.
So I did this and it came out awesome.
Here.
But
Cheers, and we'll talk more about it.
yeah, cheers. right. That's good.
It tastes like
Very
how
good.
it smells.
Not
Oh
bad.
shit.
Very good.
So anyways, wow, fuck me, that's good. Yeah, Cody made me one. Mine's a Legion, right?
Yeah.
Bottle. And then you made
Yep.
Ben one. What was his again?
Blackened.
Oh, it had way he cut it, it just had such a cool look with the label coming down.
Dude, and so when I was making your guys' shit, I was so new, like just getting started on learning how to cut bottles and stuff. And so like about maybe more than 50% were failures. So like I would go through the whole process because I gotta take the logo off, like most of the logo off. So like I gotta peel the label off, scrape it off, whatever. And then I gotta goo gun it off, the sticky stuff that's on there.
Yeah.
And then I gotta score it and cut it. And then I gotta do the whole process of putting it in hot water and the cold water and everything to get it to do its thing. But man, I was the kit. I bought a little cheap kit from Amazon to do the deal. The way they were describing the way to do shit, it's not good. So 50% at least failure rate. So half of them would break. So anyways, I decided to do this other method, which has been about 90% or higher. So but it kind of bummed me out because like I worked super hard and I got you one and I got Robbie one. I think I got Kyle one.
You mean Ben?
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Got you one, got Ben one, and then I got Kyle one. But I didn't ever finish one for Robert because I was too scared because Robert gave me a bottle that was like had been in his dad's cabinet for like fucking ever.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't want to try it on that one because I wasn't good at it yet. And I was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to do this yet. And so like I was too scared to do it on that one. But now I think I could probably do it and be good with it and then making a glass out of it.
That honestly, I think that'd be really cool and a good surprise for him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. The thing is, though, I'm like, fuck, dude, that bottle's full. Like, it's been in a cabinet for like maybe 20 years. I don't know how long it is, but it's old. But I'm like, I guess whiskey doesn't really go bad. It's never been open. But I was a little nervous I'm a little nervous to try it. Not gonna lie.
I think it'll turn out good. Just finish the whiskey with him and surprise him with that bottle one day. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's review this whiskey. We're here for Droptine 12-point whiskey. This is the old fashioned, and I thought it was really good. This had a very good smell from the start. Man, I really enjoyed this whiskey.
I enjoyed this.
It was one of those though that I wanted to savor, but I find myself kept like drinking. I'm like, I'm not even like thirsty. I need to save it. It was just one of those whiskeys. I want to savor it. Man, I wrote down my score, but I feel like it's a little low. But I gave it a 4.3. So
4.3.
Yeah.
Yeah. My initial score was 4.2, but as I kept drinking it, it was good, man. It was good. So I'll give it a 4.4.
Okay.
Top end.
I'll settle on a 4.4, dude. You're not gonna have to pull my, twist my arm. I think I was a little low personally. The smell is what drew me in. That smell, it was such a good mixture of the whiskey, orange, the bitter. Everything came together so well. that I was like,
yeah, it was
holy
really good.
shit. And then I tasted it, and it tasted like how it smelled, but I still think the smell was better. So
It just has a really nice blend.
yes,
There's nothing that's not right. There's nothing that's just, it's just really, if you're looking for that really good traditional old fashioned, like solid profile of an old fashioned, it's it. It's a good one. So,
I like it.
yeah, man.
Well, let me give
4.4.
overall score here. Let's run back through them here, everybody. So for neat, we have a 4.0. Very solid, great score. On the rocks, we gave it a 3.7. Kind of dropped off a little bit, but you know, it was really oaky. And then Coke got a 3.8. Again, I think the biggest thing there was the Coke just fell flat. Everything else was a great mixture. That's the biggest reason why I wasn't even lower on Coke, was the mixture of the whiskey. It still came through
Yeah, it was so
pretty
good.
good, but it was just like the Coke, the carbonation just fell flat. And then the old fashioned came out. We gave it out a 4.4. It was a very solid old fashioned. Definitely, I wouldn't say the greatest, but it's up there with the top 10 easy right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's definitely up there.
You know, whether it's, you know, I think it would be on the bottom half, but it's up there pretty close. Like
Because of the price.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, so overall, it was a 3.975. We're rounding up, so a 4.0. It's a solid
Okay.
4.0 whiskey, and I I can't disagree with it. Um, Two best ways, neat and old fashioned, and the other two ways, maybe on the rocks gets better as you do drink it. That's one thing we talked about. But you know, with our initial impressions, that's what we gave it. Um, so yeah, you have anything else?
No, man. I think we summed it up. You know, it's it's a really, well-rounded whiskey. A 4 is, I mean, out of 5, that's, you know,
It's great.
really good. Really good.
Yeah.
As we continue to grow this category, that may change, but I mean, as it sits right now, really good score. 4 overall for all those ways. I, I enjoy this whiskey. I'm glad you got it for
Yes.
me, dude. Super stoked. Like, it's going to be one I definitely, pour an old fashioned and, drink neat and share. So,
Yeah. We gotta definitely come back on Instagram, see how it is, maybe in a few weeks, and discuss it. I really think this whiskey is one of those ones that needs to open up a little bit. I'm really hoping so anyway, but we'll see. So, you know, Cody and I talked a lot about, you know, our hunting trip this episode, and you know what? I do got to say, cheers to you and Kelsey. Cheers to great memories that we make with friends and family, everybody. And one thing that really ties this all together is whether we are out there camping and hunting with friends, or we're watching, you know, your brother, your best friend get married, you know, we all drank whiskey and we had a good time. We shared, you know, memories, conversations. You know, it was a great time. So cheers to you guys. And everybody out there, let us know what you think about Droptine 12 point, and grab your, you know, of course, grab yourself a bottle, share it with some friends, family, drink it at a wedding, take it camping with you, take it hunting with you, and have a good time. Cheers.
yeah, good vibes, everybody. Catch you on the next episode.